Hello guys, so welcome back to class. So in today's class, we are going to be learning how to import data into our Microsoft Access. So we are going to be learning two types. Now we were trying to load a Microsoft Access data into our Access lab, and also we are going to be loading what a Microsoft Excel file. So now in Microsoft Access, if you want to import CSV file or Excel file, it doesn't really has some unnecessary steps to take, unlike importing Microsoft Access data. I don't know if you get me. If you want to import your CSV file, it's kind of straightforward than if you are trying to import what a access a .accdb data type. Exactly. You get what I'm saying now when we start. So guys, welcome back to class. Let's dive into action. Now, we are going to be I told that what between the two, loading CSV file is what it is more easier than what than loading our Microsoft Access data. So we are going to be starting with that because it is what it is way easier compared to loading in our our access data type. So now, what how are we going to go about this? Now, if you want to import data into our Microsoft Access, all of us know a particular way we use. Probably from Excel, from Word, it is what you come to file, we come to open like this, right? Yes, that's kind of what's common to almost everyone uses that particular type. Exactly, almost everyone uses that. Okay, now how are we going to do this now? The way we are going to be doing this is that we are going to be starting with with Microsoft Excel file, as I've said. Then we now go back to Microsoft Access data type. Exactly. Let's get started. Now, if you want to import data, as I've told you that data what from our introductory class, I told you that what this our home. Basically, almost all the formatting we do in our Word, our Excel are the things we have here. We have our create also. That means we want to create table. This is just like what like our insert, although it has more functions than what that insert. You know, insert in our Microsoft Excel, that's where we have most of the things we use what our Microsoft Access for. That is Microsoft Access is similar to that, and this create is similar to our Access. Don't let me disturb. Don't let me burden us with much talk. Now, external data. This is where we are concerned with today. Exactly, this is what we are concerned with today. Now we have what our Excel, we have data vars, we have okay. Let me just quickly tell us little about this data type. We have the what, Excel file, which was our normal .xlsx, right? Normal that. Then we have the HTML document. You understand? We have our XML file, we have our text file. This text file is what is basically our what the one that are separated with delimiter. You get it like CSV file, comma separated file. So that is our text file. So we have from our database, we have from Access, from SQL Server. SQL Server is what is the Microsoft RDBMS. I hope you know that. We have from Azure database. Azure database is also like what? It's also from what? Microsoft Azure. Exactly. We have the DBase file. And we have from online service. We have Dataverse. Dataverse is an online storage service. Exactly. SharePoint also is similar. From Dynamics 365, Salesforce, data service. And we also have from other sources, ODBC, and we have from Outlook folder. So without wasting much of our time, we are using what our Microsoft Excel. That's what we want to use today. So we are going to be import from our Microsoft Excel. So let's come here like this. And what are we going to import now? We want to import a customer file. So we are going to come here, come to our new data source. Now this is with our Excel. Exactly, our Excel. Look at it now. This way it's going to display it for you. So you just have to what, browse and what to locate where our data is. Now this is where our data is. Let me show you guys. So this our data is in this chapter 2. That's where our data is. You see this customer. So and this is where it is. This is where it is. On the desktop, we have our this file exactly. So this is where we are going to be locating it from. So don't just now let me just come here back. So now we are going to what browse. We are looking for our document, right? It's automatically is in document, but that's not where our data is storing is sitting on. So we are going to come to our Excel access file. We have to what exercise file, then chapter 2, you see customers, open. Now, this is it. Let me quickly explain this. You see this import the source data into a new table in the current table database. That means it is going to what? Create a table for this our customer file itself. That means I'm going to be having a new table here, and the data is going to be coming out with its own new table. Now, append a copy to the record of the table. That means if I have created what my data for my table for myself, the data that suits the type of what data I'm bringing in. That means if it has 5 columns, it has to be 5 columns. It has to be having what the same what headings. Exactly. So for that case, that means append a copy means that what like I want to what okay, let me assume I already have 5. So that means if I say append, that means the data I'm bringing you start from 6, 7, 8 downward like that. Exactly. It's the new data. The data number will be what my number 6 on my Microsoft Access. Hope you are getting me. Now, and even though if I've created the table and what I have nothing on it, I just create the table and the columns. It's going to be start from what from the number one. I hope you understand that. So append a copy just mean that what we are what add this word to data you already have what in that particular table. And which this about data is not like that. It is not suiting the data I'm bringing. Exactly. And we also have link to the data source by creating a link. What do we mean? It means that what I'm not going to be bringing this one. It's very common what in the SQL. So that means what? Let me just say the BMS generally. That means I'm going to be what connecting my Microsoft Access what to my Microsoft Excel. Hope you're getting or any other bill. Now, for every update that is being done on that Microsoft Excel file, I mean this particular file, for every update, for every new record that is being added to it, it's going to what? My Microsoft Access, all I just need to do is just to refresh it. Once I refresh it, the what? The the new data that has been added to the data is going to what? Is going to appear in my Microsoft Access also. Like it's going to be loaded on Microsoft Access also. But it is just a one way. One way, what do I mean by one way? That means for every changes that is being done on my Microsoft Excel to data, I will see the reflection here. But for every changes I made on the data from here, I cannot see it on what on my Microsoft Access. And it's not a two-way something, it's just a one way. You understand? The Excel result is going to be what? My source. What is just like what? Having a copy. So for every update that is being done on what on my what on the Microsoft Excel sheet, in the Excel sheet, it's going once I just load, I'm going to be getting what the updated what record. Exactly. The new additions or the new subtractions from what from my data. Exactly. But that's not what I want. What I want to do is just to import the data source into a new table in the current database. So I'll just say okay like this. So it's going to load it. Now this is it. You see first row contain column headers. Yes, it's asking me. If I uncheck this, that means I'm saying that what this first name, last name are not they are not the column header, in which they are the column header. So I'll just say yes. Okay. Now say next. What's the next thing? Now the next thing is going to be asking for is data type. You see, in Microsoft Access, or let me just say in all our software, our data type is very, very essential. Very, very essential. I repeat, it is very, very essential. So you have to make sure that they are well aligned. They align with their respect yes, their corresponding data type. Exactly. So it's going to be short text. So yes, I'll leave it like that. Customer address, yes, should be short text, customer city like that. So I'm coming. Customer zip. This customer zip, I don't want it to be double wide because I'm not calculating it. So I'll put it as text also, short text also. So my extension date, yes, it should be date with time. That one is okay like that. So that is the only thing I'm just going to change. Then I'll see what's next. Now it's asking me, let's access add primary key. Now you know for my data start from what? From first name. I don't have any primary key. But as I've told you, now what primary keys what they are very very essential. That means they are what we are going to be using to connect this our data our this table our table to what another table. Once we get there, when creating relationship, we are going to understand it. So it's asking me want to add what a primary key. You understand? If I say I do not want no primary key, you see, it's going to move it. But I want to choose my primary key. It's going to ask me which one do I want to choose as my primary key. But it's always very good whenever we are using what ID figures as well, our primary key. It's always very, very good because from name and last name, they are not that unique. You can have what two people having behind the same name. In fact, I've once seen someone bearing my surname and my name. Despite how let me use what unique or what how it's not that common. But yet I've seen someone bearing the same name and surname as me. Exactly. So that's why we prefer to use what ID. Exactly. Sometimes we can just add some things to the ID. Maybe just what? Maybe the first two or first three letter of what of the name of the first name or the last name. We add it to what to our ID first or to make the unique name. So that is just the way it is. Just like our BVN. You see, bank can actually say they want to use our name for what as our as our primary ID. But they feel like what we might have different people with bearing the same name. So that's why we have what our ID, our account number, our BVN. Exactly. Which is what unique for everyone. So let's just continue. We have the next. Now import to what table? Which table? Yes, customer table because that is name. I can say I want to rename the table to any other name I want, but let me leave it as customer table. So now I do not need this. Then I just finish. Now, what is asking me save import step? That means maybe if I want to import from that particular place again, so I don't need to save it. So I'll just say close. You can see we now have our data. We have our data on our Microsoft Access, and this is what we are having here now. You can see as I've told you that the display is going to be showing the number of records we are having. Exactly. It's going to be showing us the number of records we are having. So now that is that on this. Exactly. But there is another now. Let us now go to the Microsoft Access parts. Microsoft Access parts. Now, what do we how do Microsoft Access give us issue as I've said? Okay. Let me come here. Let me just try to create another one. Okay. Okay, let me just open. Let me see this. Now let me come to file. I will come to open. I want to open the Microsoft Access file. We have so can locate from here. Let me see how to locate from the chapter 3. Oh, let me come in and open. You can see what is bringing. Some active content has been disabled. Click for more details. Now, let me tell you something. The way Microsoft has actually designed our Microsoft Access is that what? Whenever you are trying to import what a new data into our Microsoft Access, they believe that what the VBA, the macros that is in our data. You know, I told you that what it is made of what of table form, what else they call it? Table forms, reports, macros and what else again? Table, queries, yes, forms, report. You see this particular macros, they might use it to embed some things in your data. And even if you are not careful, they might use it to have access to our Microsoft Access. Exactly. So that is why the way Microsoft has built our Microsoft Access is that what they kind of restrict it or they block it automatically. Whenever you want to import data into your Microsoft Access, they already what block it. You get me? They already blocked it. So you just have to what? You have to trust that particular file. You have to trust that particular location or file to let them know, okay, this particular file, I have confidence that what all the macros that it might contain, all the code that it might contain, it's safe for my system. Exactly. So and that why they are only doing that just to protect our files and our system. Exactly. Our data. So now how am I going to go there? I will just come to my file. For my file, I will come to options. So for my option, I will come to tool center. Now you see this tool center. So this is where we are going. Okay, tool center. Now you can see we have trusted location, we have trusted document. This is where we are coming. Now it's asking you this one. You can also restrict what document from here. Exactly. But allow document on the network to be trusted. That means any document I've brought to my Microsoft Access is going to trust it. So I'm not going there actually. So let me come here. Now look at it and this is where I'm coming. Now, what I'm going to do is that I said what if it is a downloaded data or just any data we are trying to bring in, we have to what trust it. So it's most times you try to what we prefer to trust the location than just one file. like in this my what in this my exercise file now, if you check it now, see that what I'm having here, I'm having exercise file. I have what you can say I have a lot of chapters there. So if I say I want to be trusting each document, that would be what? That would be kind of strange. You can say I have to trust this one, trust this, trust this. So most times you trust what? The document, exactly. So let me come in. So how am I going to do that? I'll just say what? Add new location. You see, what I'm trying to do is what I want to trust what this location. That means for every data I bought from this location, don't disturb me. Allow it to load. Allow it to load. Exactly. So I now say add new location. So now it's asking me where, and I say browser. From browser, where is I have my documents on these. These my documents. So this, and I will say okay. This you see, I will just say okay. Now, once I say okay, it's asking me another question. Subfolders of this location are also trusted. So that means every subfolder I'm having in that particular location, should it be trusted? And I say what? Yes, trust every subfolder from the location also. So I say okay. See, so this is I have it here now. See, okay, okay. So come now. If I try to load in data for me now, open my desktop. We have data. Okay, come let me use another one that we have data. Let me come and use from chapter 2. Since I'm sure of this one that they have data. See? You can see now. So the other one doesn't. You can see now that what and I have what my what it's load without giving me any issue. You can see it from my desktop exercise, this exercise file chapter 2. So you can see, so this is how to load what data from what from our Microsoft access. You have to what towards the center first. You have to grant this particular location access what to Microsoft access, and that is how to go about it. So I hope you've learned something new today. So and this is where we're going to be stopping here for today. We are going to meet in class by next week, Wednesday, God's willing. Do have a nice weekend and make sure you also watch practice with other data you might have afterwards import data both is access file and what CSV file, and you can even set to try what SQL data type. Exactly, maybe connect to what SQL server or any other server. Exactly. So do have a nice day, everyone. Thanks for watching. Bye.